everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be what's inside my travel makeup bag. Now if you guys watched my video on what was inside my travel nail bag, you will notice that both my nail bag and my makeup bag have the exact same print. So I purchased my bag from Target, and this bag is from Sonia, Kashuk or Kashuk. I'm not sure. I believe it's Kashuk. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And I'm not sure if these particular prints are still available, but I do see this makeup bag quite often when I go to Target, just in different prints. I will leave everything linked down below if I can find it, if I can find that it's still available. I went in store to purchase this bag, and the reason I purchased this bag is because I had seen a travel makeup bag that is very, very similar to this, except it has a much harder outside, I guess. It's not, this is I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can actually kind of squish this in. The one that I had seen was really, really expensive, but it was completely like a hard case kind of. But everything on the inside was very, very similar, and this was roughly around the $20 mark. It could have been maybe closer to 30 or maybe a little bit cheaper, maybe around 15, but I'd say roughly around the $20 mark. It was definitely not as expensive as that other bag. So that's why I originally picked up this travel bag. And what I like about this travel bag is that it opens up kind of like a binder, and like a zip up binder. And sorry, I'm gonna try and get as much of this as I can on camera, but it has a clear compartment side here that has a zipper, and this is where I keep my foundations, my eyeshadow palettes, my blush palettes, and I'll go through each section and I'll show you guys what's in each individual section. And then the other one had a pocket on this side, so unfortunately this doesn't have a pocket on this side, but I mean, I really don't care. It has a pocket on this side, and as you guys can see, here's the pocket, and then it has this little band that holds this flap down, and this is where I keep all of my brushes. And then this is kind of one of my favorite parts about the bag. It has these two little bags, and both of these will detach completely out of the bag. So these are two smaller makeup bags that detach completely out of the bag. So if you need to take these out to either, to use these as your actual little makeup bag when you're on the go, if you're traveling. As you can see, there's still a lot of space. You can also put more stuff in here if you wanted to, if you take those bags out. So I really like the fact that both of these little makeup bags come out. And like I said, I am going to be going through and showing you guys what I keep in each individual section. So everything that I keep in my travel makeup bag are pretty much items that I know are gonna work for me, because when I'm traveling, I really don't have time, a lot of time to get ready. So I'm gonna use products that are quick, easy, and convenient, and also products that I know the formulation is going to last me, because I'm more than likely going to be out and about all day. My husband and I are foodies, and we really do just enjoy walking new cities if we can. We like to go and explore everything. We like to use a lot of public transportation, so I typically don't take a lot of makeup with me because I am going to be doing a lot of walking, and I don't like carrying a bulky makeup bag with me and weighing me down. And we like to do a lot of shopping when we go to cities, so I'm already going to be doing shopping and carrying stuff around with me, and I just don't want to take a lot of makeup with me. So the makeup that I'm showing you guys today are pretty much my all-time favorite formulations, all-time favorite shades, makeup, like I said, that I know is going to work. So in this bigger pocket here, the really, really big clear pocket, and like I said earlier, is where I keep a lot of my foundations, my big and bulkier items. So the first item that I always take with me is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette because, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, I'm sure you guys have seen what this looks like. It's just a very neutral, wearable palette. You can make a lot of looks out of this. It's kind of perfect for on the go. I can make a glam look if I want to, if I'm going out later. There's some nice shimmer shades in here, but pretty much this is, to me, the perfect travel palette. It's nice and sturdy, so you don't have to risk that it's going to break on you, and you can make any and every look using this palette. If you want to take a single eyeshadow just to add like a pop of color, you can, but that eyeshadow palette is absolutely perfect. And I like to travel with some type of blush palette, and the blush palette that I like to travel with, the most recent blush palette that I've been traveling with is this Tarteist blush palette, and this was like a blush palette that came out, I want to say maybe over the summertime, and it pretty much just has 4 really nice shades, like a rosier color, one with a little bit of shimmer, a more neutral blush, and then like a corally color. So I have 4 blushes in here that I can make work with any outfit, with any eye look that I want to do. So that's why I like taking just a blush palette with me. Or I'll take a very neutral blush like Tarte's Exposed, for instance, or Too Faced Baby Love. Those type of blushes, if I am going to take a single blush, I will take that type of blush with me. I always like to travel with some type of light bronzer, or if I don't, I like using this one. I know this one is pretty new and current, but I guess, I mean, I've only really been into makeup for a little over a year now, so I really have been exclusively using this as, I don't really use it as a bronzer. I kind of use it to like blend my blush in. So this is kind of, I use this after I've applied my blush, and I'll kind of buff my blush out a little bit using this. So this is really, I mean, I really don't use this as a bronzer. I use this, or I'll use some other type of light bronzer to do the same thing that I use this for. I also travel with this Color Switch by like Veramona. I got this through Ipsy, but I believe this is sold at Sephora, and it's pretty much just an easy way to like lightly clean and switch your brushes and kind of switch the color out. This is like extremely important when you're traveling because you're not going to have time to be washing your brushes. So that's why I take that with me. My favorite mattifying primer that so far that works for me is this Murad Oil Control, and I really only use this in the summertime, but when I get more into the winter times, I like to use the Too Faced Hangover RX. So I switch in between those two depending on what season I'm traveling in. And then I like to use some type of finishing spray. This right here is the NYX Matte Finish finishing spray or setting spray to kind of bring down powderiness of my face. But I actually have some MAC Fix Plus in here. So I'll take a setting spray both for, you know, setting spray purposes and to kind of give my eyeshadows that pop if I need them to have that pop. And then my favorite foundation / CC cream is the It Cosmetics CC Plus. So this is what I use as my foundation if I want a little bit more coverage, but I typically only really use this if I need a little bit more coverage. So if my redness is really showing through that day, this is what I'll use. So now moving on to the middle section where I keep my brushes. I carry this little pencil case, and yes, Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty, and I like to use this little pencil case to keep all of my eye brushes. So I find it really convenient. I also I'll use both the lid and this to kind of keep them separate while I'm working on doing my eye look. So I'll put like base brushes in one and kind of blending brushes in the other, and that's just so I can quickly, if I'm staying for more than 2 days, I will kind of separate them out. So that's just quickly so I can locate what brushes I'm trying to find. If not, you know, I'll just kind of keep everything all together in here. But I do like to keep them in here because if I don't, I feel that like eye brushes just kind of go everywhere, and they tend to like move around a lot, and that's why I like keeping them in some type of like pencil tin like this. I really do enjoy doing that. And then I'm going to go through and show you guys the brushes that I like to take with me. So I always take some type of, I'm sorry if some of these brushes are dirty. I just recently got back from a trip. So I like to take the, this is from like the Too Faced like teddy bear like brush set, and this is the powder brush, but I like to use this for blush. I take a backup blush brush, but I mean you can use brushes for anything, but this is the Real Techniques blush brush. I like to use this for my butter bronzer, and this is the multitasking brush from Real Techniques. I take 2 of these setting brushes from Real Techniques. The shinier one I use for my highlighter, and then this one I use to set my under eye if I decide to use concealer. This is my favorite brush to use when I'm applying some type of powder foundation or even my CC cream. And then this I'll bring with me if I do want to contour, just in case I do like kind of chiseling out my contour if I do decide to use some type of contour. So I mean that's pretty much it. Those are the only face brushes that I bring with me. Honestly, I don't really use anything else besides these brushes. So these are my main brushes, and brushes that I know will apply everything exactly the way I want them to be applied. And I don't know if you guys notice, I really am a big fan of Real Techniques. Okay, so now let's go on to those 2 little bags. So I'm going to pull out this first little bag right here. And in here, I keep my favorite concealer. I don't always use concealer, but if I do use concealer, I like to use the Naked Skin, and I have the color Medium Light Neutral. I keep my MAC Lip Prep and Prime. I really do enjoy this Prep and Prime. The other primers I keep in here are the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I do really enjoy this for smoothing out any texture that I may have in my skin, and I do like to use travel size items if I have the travel size available. So then Urban Decay Primer Potion as my eyeshadow primer, and I double prime my eye because I have really oily eyes. So I use the primer potion, and then I go in with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. And I use the concealer brush to apply that paint pot in Painterly. Then I have a mini of the La Mercier translucent setting powder. I really do like this for setting underneath my eye. I also keep one of these little brushes just in case I forgot the other little brush to contour with, but this is another brush that I do like if I decide to contour out my cheeks, and I can also contour my nose with it if I do want to get glam and do some type of contouring. I have a Real Techniques, whoops, I just threw something out. I have a Real Techniques sponge in here. That was the brush that just went flying. I keep a mini of this Nars Laguna, and this is what I like to use if I am contouring. I will use this. So I really only use a mini, and this mini has lasted me a long time because I rarely contour. I like to use this Mary Kay Sheer Mineral Press powder in the color Beige 1, either by itself if I just need some type of light coverage, or if my redness is too like intense that day, I'll use the It Cosmetic CC cream, and I'll just kind of put this lightly on top just to kind of set that CC cream down. So this is like my favorite powder foundation. And then the highlight that I like to use and travel with is this Catrice highlighting powder. So I can intensify this with the Max Fix Plus if I really want like a super intense highlight. But this is a gorgeous highlight. It is what I'm wearing today. It's not super subtle, but it's not bam in your face like a Becca highlighter would be, or like the Mary Luminizer would be. So it's a little less intense than that, but I think it's still like a pretty like intense-ish highlighter, but definitely more towards the subtle side. So that's why I really like traveling with that, and I like how sturdy this packaging is. So if you guys haven't seen it, you know, this is what it looks like. It's a gorgeous highlight. Oh, and this is in the shade Champagne Campaign. So like I said, it's like it's a gorgeous highlight, but it leans more towards like the subtle side. But of course, you can always amp up any type of powder with a Mac Fix Plus. So The last bag in here are pretty much going to be like my eye products and my lip products, and keep a couple hair ties in here because and then like headbands and stuff like that, so when I'm doing my makeup I can tie everything back. So my favorite gel liner is this Maybelline Eye Studio in Blackest Black. So I do use that eyeliner quite often, and I always take some type of like liquid eyeliner to kind of finish off like my wing, get it a little bit more precise, even though I can do a pretty precise wing with just like an eyeliner brush in my gel liner. I do get a pretty precise wing. This is just in case I'm either too shaky that morning or whatever the case may be. I'm sorry, I'm babbling. And this is the Nano Liner Ultra Fine Precision Liquid Liner by Absolute New York. My favorite mascara at the time is this Tarte Tarteist mascara. This is like a one and done mascara. It gives me volume, it gives me length. I know it's going to last all day. It looks just as good in the evening as it did when I applied it really early in the morning. I really do enjoy this mascara right now. And then my favorite lip oil treatment is this Milani. I think it's completely rubbed off, but this is like the Milani like moisture lock. It's like the lip oil that Milani has right now, and as you guys can see, like, well, maybe you guys can't see, but it's about halfway down the bottle right now, and I really am enjoying this. So I put this on while I'm putting the rest of my makeup on to kind of put some hydration into my lips, and then I'll do my lips. It's the very last thing I do in my makeup routine, so all of that moisture has already soaked into my lips, and I like to use this as my night treatment as well. I carry a nude eyeliner with me if I need to put it in my waterline to make my eyes kind of pop a little bit. And then these are some of my favorite lip products. So this is the last thing in my makeup bag. I carry the Lorac Alter Ego lip liner and lipstick in the color Duchess. So this is just a really nice like nudish pink combo. I really do enjoy a lot of nudes when I travel. I also carry the melted liquefied longwear lipstick in the color Melted Peony. This is also a really nice nude. And then the Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipstick in the color Lovesick. So as you guys can tell, these are all like pinky nudes. I don't like to wear a lot of bright and bold lips. I'll maybe take one brighter color with me, but for the most part I like to stick with nudes when I travel. One, because like I said earlier, I am a foodie, so I am going to be eating food all day long. We like to eat food, we like to drink beers, and I don't want to constantly have to be reapplying my lipstick or, you know, risk the color kind of bleeding out and moving around and staining my face. So for that reason, I like to stick with nude colors and easier formula. So I like the liquid lipstick because this does last me a long time even with food. This color combo, this lip liner does last a long time, and this color combo is really nice and moisturizing, and it does last me for a pretty long time, but if I have to reapply it, it's not that difficult. And then I really do like the formula of the Too Faced melted lipsticks. The Maybelline Color Jolts are a good dupe for them. I also bring those along, but I currently have those in my current makeup bag, so that's why they're not in here. I also like using a lot of those like lipsticks that are in crayon form, like the Tarte Lip Surgents. Those are also ones that I like to travel with. Yeah, but those are pretty much the lipsticks that I really enjoy using when I travel. So that was everything in my makeup or my travel makeup bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this was not only about my travel makeup bag, but these really are products that I know that'll work. I trust these products. That's the reason why I travel with them. Most of the time when I travel, I do travel about a week or less. I typically, go over a weekend or something like that. So I really do enjoy this makeup bag. Like I said, it is around the $20 range, maybe $30, maybe a little bit less. But like I said, it's around the $20-$25 range if I can remember. I'll link everything down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you really did enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I am currently posting about 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If I don't post 3 times a week, I'll definitely try and post twice a week. I am currently back in school, so I may not have time to post 3 videos a week, but I'm doing my best to try and keep up with my 3 video a week schedule. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.